அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். Good morning to all. I am very happy to be here as a resource person in the online course on reference management tools and online citation database, which is organizing by Indian Academic Researcher Association. So here I must thanks to the course coordinator, Dr. Aravindan, librarian, GTN Arts College, Thindikkal. And also I must thanks to all the participants. You are all using or making this lockdown period as a purposeful one. Here, I am going to share my experience in a simple manner. It is not for academically excellent persons. Kindly excuse. As an editor of the reputed journal, I am going to share my experience. So I have edited more than 5,000 articles in the last decades. I can say only 20% of the articles are publishable articles. The remaining are revisable, correctable, corrected, and even sometimes it may be rejected articles. Not because of the content is the matter. When you are going to publishing any articles, only the structure is a very important part rather than the content. So here I am going to use some of the informations. It may be very simple information. It may be already known to you, but as a publisher, as an editor, so it is my duty to share my experience to the new budding researcher in the field of social science and science. Though I have published more than 1,500, more than 150 articles in various national and international journals, even now I have some problems. How to publish some articles? Where to send these articles? What are the procedures available to publish articles? So this information is going to share with you. First, I want to say something about research. You know something, the research, the purpose of the research may be getting knowledge or innovation, advancement, technology. These all are the importance of the research. Then what will be the quality of your good research? The good research must have, or it should be written in a systematic manner. There should be a logic. There is a need of empirical evidence what you are going to mention in your research or in your research articles. Then that should be a replicable. That means any kind of research should give some opportunity for further research, the scope for further research like that. Then ultimately, that is the result oriented. What you are going to write, what you are going to do as a research, that research must give some result. Otherwise, it is not considered as a research. Okay. Now we can see what are the different types of research articles. So as a publisher point of view or the editor point of view, we classified that articles into 3 categories. Even you can see this kind of information in the journals, other guidelines pages. What are the 3 types of articles? That is the analytical papers. That analytical paper is very easy to write because you are going to collect the data by the way of primary or secondary sources. That data is going to be analyzed with the help of some statistical tools or using SPSS. Based on that result, you are going to interpret. So that writing articles, particularly it is a analytical articles, it may be a quantitative articles, or it may be the empirical articles, or it may be a descriptive articles. It is easy because, but at the same time, the collecting the data is very difficult. So once you get the data, you can easily prepare your analytical papers. Okay. Then another type of article is conceptual papers. Conceptual paper, writing the conceptual paper is somewhat difficult will compare to the analytical papers. Why I'm telling, so you want to write the analytical papers, you must have some analytical or theoretical knowledge in the particular issue. For example, so you want to write your articles relating to the literature related. You must read all the literature or related literature, then only you can create any theory. So the writing the conceptual paper is mostly for the development of the concept or knowledge or theory or any models like that. Even in the management also. So you can say some of the management theory. Because this theory is going to writing only based on the only based on the conceptual papers. Okay. So the next, the last one is called as a case studies. The case study is nothing but a study about a particular issue or a unit or even a particular person or a personalities. If you go to study in-depth analysis or in-depth study on a particular event or unit or issue, it is called as a case studies. For writing the case studies, you need some field work or you need some extensive research. So based on that, you can write these articles. Okay. So there are three types of articles: analytical paper, conceptual paper, and a case studies. So based on these three papers, which paper will be suitable to write you? Or you can try for all papers also, depends upon your ability and your experience. Next, these are the small things, but at the same time, very important things. Once you write the articles, you will submit that article to any one publisher. What the publisher will do, for example, I am the editor of some reputed journals. First, what we are observing, once we receiving the mail, we will open the article. If the article is according to the guidelines given by the concerned journal, or we given the guidelines, if the article is as per the guidelines, we will process that article for the next stage. That means it will send to the any reviewers. Otherwise, we summarily rejected that articles. Even now, the people are sending the articles in PDF format, in PPT format. So that I'm telling these things. These are, it may be very simple things. So you must be very careful when you are going to writing a research articles for the publication. The file, MS Word. So you must always use MS Word file for the writing the research articles. The page settings, it should be 1 inches in all sides. Sometimes we will instruct to the authors, your paper should be only 8 pages. This fellow has written more than 15 pages. Then we will send the reply to them. So your pages should be 8 pages. What he will do or she will do, he reduce the margin that the page settings and converted into 8 pages, the same matter. It is not like that. Always that pages should be 1 inch in all sides. Then font, Times Roman New. Why I'm telling this Times Roman New? Because it is a universally acceptable font. So this font can be available anywhere. You need not worry about that opening of the font, or if you're going to convert, even sometimes in English, if you are convert some font in PDF or some other mode, there will be some error or there will be some mistake. So that You must write your articles only in Times Roman News font. Okay. Then the font size. It should be 12. The font size should be 12. The space line 1.5 or 2, which is mentioned in the guidelines to the authors. So all the journals has given the guidelines to the author. So you have to follow whether it should be 1.5 or 2. So you have to follow. And another thing is number of pages. How many pages should be your articles? It should be 8 to 10 pages. Even if your article is less than 5 pages or 8 pages, it is not considered as a good article. Suppose you are sending an article is in 6 pages. What we are doing, we are going to editing that article size according to our page setting, it will comes only 2 pages or 2.5 pages. 2.5 pages article is considered as a research article? No. Or if you are sending more than 40 pages, your articles may be good. All the content are very extraordinary content. But if you are sending your article 40 pages or 50 pages, how we can publish it? Because our journal total pages will be 60 pages or 80 pages. If we are publishing 40 pages articles, we can publish only 2 articles. It is not advisable. So that you must be very careful. You must write your articles only in the 8 to 10 pages of the pages. Okay. Then the next thing is, what are the content of the research article? What are the content should be in the research articles? You see, some scholars send articles to any journals. Immediately, they will worry about that. Sir, we send article, but it is not published, sir. Then why it is not published? Because no, sir, they are asking more money, or they are not ready to publish. They are publishing only IIT professor articles or university professor, like that. Not like that. Whatever articles you are sending, if it is quality, the people are ready to publish it. There is no problem. But at the same time, you must refer, you must verify, you must check these items are available in your articles before submitting that articles to anyone journals. That is the title of the research paper. You must give the title, author affiliation, abstract, keywords, introduction, statement of the problem, review of literature, methodology, result and discussion, findings, suggestions and recommendation, reference. These are very important things, very particularly title, author affiliation, abstract, keywords, introduction, just the reference. These are very important things. Now we will discuss details about the matters. The title of the research paper. It must be attractive and simple. It focuses the whole theme of the paper. It should be in bold and capital letter. Even the people are committing the mistakes in this part. Nowadays, you need not mention a study on that with the special reference to Tamil Nadu, India, like that. You do not put that type of title. These are all old concepts. Straight away, you mention your research titles. There's no need of prefix and suffix. It must be attractive. It must be simple. And also, it should reflect the entire theme of the articles. Once your title is fixed there, it should attract. It should give the entire theme of the paper. And also, you must differentiate your research title in your research article by the way of it should be in the bold and capital letter. Okay. Then, author affiliation with the full letters. You may have one doubt. Sorry, is it necessary? These are the importance in the art of writing class. Yes, of course, these are very important. I will tell one example. We conducted one research methodology workshop. 7 days workshop we conducted. In that workshop, we have given the Google form. In that Google form, we have clearly mentioned name, track within bracket capital letters. Then we have given mobile number, we have given. Then institutional address. Within bracket, mention your institution name and address clearly. It will be printed in your certificate like that we have mentioned. So I can say more than 20% of the participants were filled in a wrong manner. In the name itself, they have mentioned some things. In the institutional address, they have mentioned a lot of things. Then after that, it is the computer generated certificate. Then after we are sending that certificate to them, they are asking, sir, this correction is there, that correction is there, my mail ID is there, mistakes, my phone number is wrong, my initial is wrong. Like that they have mentioned. So a small mistakes will make a big problem. So that I only am telling. Somebody's were sent articles without their name and address. Sir, I am here with enclosing my article, kindly publish in your journal. Simply they sent the articles. Who is that person? Where is he is working? What is his designation? Nothing will be available. There is no phone number, there is no mail ID, nothing will be available. Then how we can contact them? So that it is very essential the author and co-author should mention their name, designation, affiliation, address, phone number, and mail ID. Even now, for example, the Paradhasan University, if you are the scholars in Paradhasan University doing PhD, you want to submit synopsis to the Paradhasan University. You need to publish two articles. In your article, there should be a word that the institution is affiliated to Paradhasan University, Tiruchirappalli. That thing should be added in your article. Otherwise, that article will not consider for publication of synopsis in Paradhasan University. Not only Paradhasan University, almost all the universities are expecting this kind of information. So that you must be very careful. You must give your name, designation, affiliation, address, phone number, and mail ID. These all are very important aspect after your headings. Okay. Then that should be an abstract. It is the bird's eye view of the article. It must cover all part of the paper. It should be in a 150 to 200 words. Why the abstract is needed? Because when that readers are not able to read all the content. So just they will observe, they will read the abstract. If they are satisfied with the abstract, they will read all the matters in your article. Otherwise, simply they will reject. Even if it is going to publish it in the online, the people are searching review of literature. So when they are searching the review of literature, it may be related to your article. So simply they will go through your abstract. If the abstract is okay, then they will go for the further readings. Otherwise, they are not ready to spend their time to read your article. So that you must give your abstract in a free manner. It should be in a 150 to 200 words. Okay, that is also very important things. Then keywords. Keywords. What are the major words or terminology used in your articles or in your research paper? It may be 5 to 8. It is the 3 is very less. You can add it 5 to 3. For example, you are doing research on the impact of corona in Indian economy. So you can use that corona is one of the keywords. Lockdown is one of the keywords. Indian economy is one of the keywords. Why this keyword is necessary? Because you know very well in computer, SEO, search engine option. So when you enter the keywords in the Google search, your article will come. So that you must decide, you must define your keywords in a careful manner. If any new terminology, new keywords used in your article, that should be mentioned in your keywords. Okay. Then the body of the research article. In that body of the research article, you have to give the introduction. Every article must start with the introduction. It may be 4 or 5 lines, even up to 10 lines. The statement of problem, review of literature, methodology, result and discussion, findings, suggestions and recommendations may be changed according to your style of the article or the nature of the article. It may be changed. If it is the analytical paper, the style may be changed. Or if it is the conceptual paper, the style may be changed. Or if it is the case studies, the style may be changed. These things are not necessary. Not necessary means maybe more or less change. But the introduction, findings, suggestions, the reference should be very important. You will see the last one, reference, bibliography, citation. Today, workshop is mainly focused on this part, reference management or bibliography or citations. You know that there is a difference between the reference and the bibliography. You write as it is the book name and author name, it is called as a reference. If you write as per the format or as per the style, it may be MLA style or APA style or AAA, like that, any one style, if you using, that is called as a bibliography. So it is very important for every article. Without reference or bibliography, the publisher will not accept your article, even though your article is very good, because this reference reflects the impact factor of the journal. That reference reflects the quality of the journal. So, for examples, you are sending one articles, it may be a very good article. There is no reference. If I publish your article in our journal quality will reduce, our impact factor will reduce, so that every publishers will be very careful to publish articles whether there is a different reference or bibliography in that articles. Okay, you see that these are some of the popular citation style or reference style. So MLA style is there, APA style is there, Chicago style is there, IEEE style is there, CSE style is there. So I hope some of the resource person has clearly explained about this kind of citations process, because they are all the experts. They know very well in technically. You see that some of the citation services providers are available. This part also discussed with some experts in this session. Then, after writing your research work, how to publish your research work? Whether you are going to publish your research work in the format textbook or research article or monographs, edited volumes, conference proceedings, or research report. So this is very important. There is one proverb is called as publish or perish. You have to publish whatever you think in your mind. You write in your own handwritten, in your own words. You need not worry about the language. You need not worry about any other things. You write in your own words, then you tune it. Then you send to some journals or for publications. So if it is published, you will be happy. Otherwise, no problems. You try again and again. But you must document all your publications in the form of textbook, research articles, monographs, edited volumes, conference proceedings, and research reports. You see that how you will publish, where you will publish. The universal number for publication. Whatever you publish, that should be the acceptance, the universal acceptance of your publication. That should be a number, or there should be a evidence, or there should be identity. In the worldwide, there are two numbers are very popular, are very important, are universally accepted number for publication. One is called as a International Standard Book Number, ISBN. This ISBN number will be assigned for the publication of books, monograph, seminar proceedings, and reports. This will be given, ISBN number will be given to each book, monographs, proceedings, and reports. For examples, I have published 20 books. Each book consists of one ISBN. So 20 ISBN I have. This is the ISBN. Then another thing is ISSN, international standard serial number, which is given only to the journals and periodicals. It will be assigned only once for a journals or a periodicals. Okay. So where we are going to publish? What is that ISBN? It is the Universal Publishers Identification Number. It is the 13-digit number. You can see that is the barcode, 13-digit barcode. You can see in the backside of the textbook or edited volume, there will be a 13-digit number. You will start 971 like that. Okay. Then this ISBN, where I can get, for example, you have some idea. Sir, I have some material, study material of the particular subject. I have written a book on stress management, or like that. I have a study material. I want to publish this material as a book with ISBN. Where I can approach? You can approach this Rajaram Mohan Rai National Library. This is the website. You see that here, new applicant registration, applicant login, like that. Even the individual can get the ISBN number from this Rajaram Mohan Rai agency. You can get the ISBN number from this agency. Then you can publish. Or otherwise, you approach any publishers. The publisher will get the ISBN number from the Rajaram Mohan Rai National Library agency. So they will also publish it. Okay. Then ISSN. ISSN is a 8-digit code. It is for the newspaper, journal, magazines, and periodicals. Okay. These ISSN further maybe two types. It is the print ISSN and electronic ISSN, E-ISSN and P-ISSN. Even a single journals with two ISSN, print version and online version. For example, we have 3 journals. All 3 journals have print ISSN as well as the online ISSN, because our journals are available in print version as well as the online version. So that ISSN. So even now there is a confusion, or there is no, the people are not aware about what is the difference between the ISBN and the ISSN. Even I am receiving some phone call. Sir, I need one ISSN, sir, to publish my articles or to publish my report, like that. So there is a difference. ISSN will be given only to the journals only once. If one ISSN is allotted to the one journal, it is final. That's all. Lifelong they can use only that number. Whereas if ISBN will be given to any book, it will be only for that book. If you write another book, you can use one more ISBN. Okay. This ISSN number also freely available in India. The ISSN National Center is responsible to provide these ISSN to the journal publishers. Okay. Okay. Now, what are the different types of journals? So journals with ISSN. Now we are going to, as academicians, we need one ISSN. We have to publish the articles only in the ISSN or ISBN journal. Okay, now ISSN journals. Whether you want to publish national or international. What is the criteria for national and international? So national means the editorial board member should be in the nationwide. If it is international, that editorial board member should be in the international level. That's all. That is the only criteria. No other criteria is available to classify whether it is national or international. But when you are going to register your journal in the Register of Newspaper of India or ISSN, you must mention whether your journal belongs to national or international. Based on that information only, you have to print your journal in a national journal or a international journal. You see that Indian academic researchers have 3 journals. Research Explorer, it is the international journal with the online ISSN and print version ISSN. It is the quarterly journal. Then Self Journal of Social Science. This is the national journal. This journal also consists of print and online ISSN. Another one is called as a Tamilayu Sangamam, which is exclusively for Tamil language and literature. This journal is also with the ISSN print version and online version. Okay. Then mode of publications. Sir, I want to publish my articles. Whether I want to publish my articles in a print version or online version. Even the social science people are asking, sir, I need print copy. When you send the journal print copy is more important. But nowadays, online is very favor, or online is only the advisable publication, because if you publish your articles only in online, then only you will get more citation. Then only your article will reach more persons. So that you must prepare online mode of publication. Okay, if I want to publish my article in online mode, whether I can go for the open access journal or paid journals. Paid journals means paying the money for publication. It's not that meaning in this area, in this type. Here paid means, suppose you publish one articles in the Scopus or Springer or Elsevier. That articles are available in their website. You want to download that articles, you have to pay some money. That is called as a paid. Okay. Or otherwise, open access. You publish some articles in any journals. For example, in our journal, Research Explorer. So your article, soft copy of your articles is available in our website in a PDF format. You can download. Not only you, anyone can download without paying any cost. That is called as a open access. Okay. So you must always prepare the open access. Another question. So every day I will receive some phone calls. Sir, your journals are UGC CARE listed journal or not? So previously our journal listed in the UGC approved journals, but now it has removed from the UGC CARE list. Anyhow, we will get the permission from the UGC. We will include our journals in the UGC CARE list in future. Okay. So the UGC list of journal has been replaced by UGC CARE list with the effect from 14/6/2019. Before that, it was called as a UGC approved journal. In 14/6/2019, that UGC has established one committee is called as a Consortium of Academic Research Ethics. That is called as a CARE. Previously, it was four group of journals, but now it has been replaced into two category of journals. That group 1 is called as a journal found qualified through UGC CARE protocol. That means if the journals are submitted through the university to the UGC, it is called as a UGC CARE list group 1. All other journals are considered as a journal indexed in globally recognized database. For example, Web of Science, Scopus, Springer, Elsevier. So these journals are considered as a UGC CARE list group 2 journals. Okay. Then next question. How to evaluate a journal in a quality manner? So there is one session is there. It is called as a predatory journals. So that people will discuss in a detailed manner. So just I am going to give the small information about what are the criteria is available to evaluate these journals are good or bad like that. So citation, index, abstracting, impact factor, POI. These are some of the criteria to evaluate the quality of your journals. Impact factor, you know that impact factor, some of the resource person has given a very detailed presentation about the impact factor. Impact factor will be given only to the journals, not to the individual. So these are some of the impact factor agency. All agencies are private. No one is approved by any government. If some people are dominating, for example, so Thomson Reuters, Clarity Analytics, so they are dominating the entire world recording the publication, so that they are Web of Science, Scopus. They are also private agency. They are not approved by any government, Indian government or any government, but they are acting or they are doing their business in a global level. So they are dominating the entire publishing, well, publishing activities. Okay. Then you know that in calculation of the impact factor. So already you know how to calculate, or somebody will teach you the impact factor calculation. So these are some of the impact factor agencies. You see that these are some of the impact factor. Just you apply your journal, so they will assign the impact factor. That is the only category criteria is your journal must publish at least 2 years uh, articles. So based on that, they will assign the impact factor to your journals. Then abstracting and indexing is nothing but this is a database. So your journals are going to database in various websites. Why this database means? If your database, your article journals, it will be easy to access. So anyone can easily access your journals, and they will use the articles. So this will help to improve your promotion of your articles and journals. So these are some of the database agencies, that is abstracting and indexing agencies are available. So you can see in some of the journals mentioned, we indexed in the following agency like that. Then indexing. It is also abstracting and indexing are same, where we are going to index your journals like that. Some of the famous journal indexing agencies, that is Google, Scholar, Scopus, PubMed. These are some of the very famous indexing agencies are in the world. Then TOI, the digital object identifier. This is one of the number which is given to the publisher as well as the author to the article or as well as to the journals. If you enter that that number, to your article will be open. So that kind of information is called as a digital object identifier. These are some of the agencies are available to avail the to provide the DOI, CrossIT, DataCite, like that. Even ResearchGate also given the DOI. Then popular site for the database. So you can database your articles. So publishing the research article is not the end part. After publishing your research articles, you must to popularize your articles. So you have to publish, you have to database, or you have to upload your articles in the various database. Then only you will get more citations. For examples, you have to upload in your articles in Google Scholar, Academia, Slides, LinkedIn, ResearchGate, Scribe, and Mendeley. These are some of the site which is available to promote the citations. Okay, for example, this is my Google Scholar citation page. So you see that all my articles will come in that articles. What about the total citations? Then H index and then I10 index, all the details are coming here. So somebody has given some clear explanation about the I10 index, H index, citation, and the G index also. So this is one of the website. It is like a Facebook or a WhatsApp. You can log in this Academia, and you can upload all your articles, and also you can download some of the articles. This is one of the research sharing platform. Then ResearchGate is also available. Here also you can upload, and you can get the views who are all viewed your articles worldwide. That kind of information also you can get. Then LinkedIn, this is also one of the research sharing platform you can open. Then SlideShare, this is one of the very famous and easiest way to upload your research articles. Not only the research articles, anything you can upload in the form of PDF. So it will reach very fastly to the academic people. Okay. Then, so some of the new mantra. That means you have to publish or perish. This is the old concept. Now you have to publish and popularize is the new concept. Not only the publication of research articles, but also you must popularize your articles, where how we can popularize your articles. So you have to post your articles, research articles in the various database. If you are posting these various database, somebody will review your articles. They will cite in their articles. Then you will get the citation like that. Okay. Then number of publication is not a matter. Even so, I published more than 150 research articles in various national and international articles. It is not a matter nowadays. Only the citations. What is your citation? What is your Google Scholar citation? What is your Scopus citations? This is the only matter. For example, as per my knowledge, if anyone social science teacher have more than 500 Google Scholar citations, they are treated as a very good research. So you want to get more citation, you have to popularize your articles. That means you have to database your research articles in the various platforms. To increase citation, upload your articles in various databases. How I can get the citation? If you publish your research articles in any journal, in that journal website only it will available. But it is not enough. For example, you publish your research articles in our Research Explorer. These articles will be available only in our website. But if the people are visit our website, then only they can download or they can view your articles. But if you upload your articles in various database, various places, anyone can access. They can use in their review of literature. So that is one of the important. Then always think about open access. I already mentioned earlier, you must prepare only the open access journals one, because then only you will get more promotion, citation promotions. Then upload your articles in your institutional website also. It's also sometimes it may be mandatory that you can upload your research articles in your institutional website. It will help to you, your institution also. So you ask to your institution to create a separate website, publication of the year or publication of the month, and you upload your articles in that website. It will increase the image of your institution, and also it will improve the citation or popularization of your research articles also. So these are the new mantra. Those who want to become a real academicians or the real researcher in this technological realm. So nowadays, the research become more technical and technological oriented. That's why we conducted this kind of program for the benefit of the research scholars. So you should understand, at least in some extent, to improve yourself with the technology